Hi, Bill Henshaw here again. One of my recent videos on YouTube with the events ongoing, the COVID crap in particular. And New York bankers have really overplayed their hand here. Because now, with the moratorium, quote unquote, about to end, and it never should have started, by the way, the COVID pandemic doesn't exist, story for another day. With that coming to an end, there's going to be a lot of people confronting allegedly past due mortgage payments. Not how it works. And not only that, we can now make an affirmative defense with the issues, the unopposed issues that I advocate constitutionally. And you can learn more about those. Send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. And we can not only make the argument that no past due mortgage payments are possibly to exist. I mean, these are privileged corporate entities here we're talking about, especially banks. They've been created by the government. We created the Constitution and the federal government, and they are agents of our agents and making claims for privileged mortgage payments, which don't exist in the first place. And here we are, you and I out there have lost our jobs and our property in the form of our time and labor, a lot of which are going to disappear like a fart in the wind. And yet we have a far superior status. When you understand that one simple fact, and you'll learn that all by getting my constitutional defense document packets, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. The roof can cave in here on this issue because we can make the claim, especially with corporate New York banksters and all those goddamn Ivy League attorneys they have, that they fraudulently induced you into an agreement that they knew was dead on arrival, or as Black's Law Dictionary puts it, null and void, nunc pro tunc ab initio. And they knew or should have known. They have no excuse. There's none for this. They knew exactly what the situation was. The bottom line is, which what they loan you is Federal Reserve notes, otherwise known as evidences of debt, printed up by the feds with ink and paper. Print a $100 bill for like 2.5, 3 cents maybe, and make a hell of a lot of interest on it, while they take from you 30 years of your time and labor to pay back a mortgage. You tell me how that's possible, especially with a common law contract which specifies you have to have consideration on both sides, something of value. They ain't got nothing. We do, they don't. No common law contract, and we are supposed to be living in states admitted into this union as common law states, with the exception of Louisiana. And even then, we can beat them. But that said, if we're not in a common law state, where the hell are we and why? That's the $6 million, maybe even $6 billion question today, because they can't answer it and won't want to, because if they admit there's no states, they have just nullified their own agreement, and it's gotten a lot worse than that. We can convict them of treason to the Constitution in the bargain. It's a hell of a mess. So I'm looking to take some people on that are serious about this, make an investment in my document packets and maybe some monthly investments with very minor amounts for monthly services that I'll be providing. Noting that with my documents, you get several complimentary phone consultations in any event, and as much TLC via email as I can provide. So yeah, it's going to be an ongoing battle, but trust me, it's one that we probably never even see a courtroom, quote unquote, with the issues we have. One win on the record, as I've said before, nullifies every mortgage from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon. That's way too much risk for these bastards to take, even in their own corrupt courts, in what I call the just us system. That's how good it is for us. And even better, the worse position you appear to be in with past due mortgage payments or what have you, the better off you probably are. The risk versus gain gets even higher for them and lower for you. I mean, it's astounding when one thinks about this. And of course, they didn't teach you anything about this when you were in school either, so you wouldn't have a clue. I didn't know. I was so damn stupid coming out of school. I volunteered into the Vietnam War at the height of the Tet Offensive. How's that for intelligence? But I learned, taken me several decades, but I put it together, I learned, and I have a lot more questions than they have answers. Really good position to be in. So send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. Like the videos, subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. The New York bankers have overplayed their hand here, and we can now beat them, maybe for the first time in 150 years, and make it stick. That's the legacy I want to leave. And you can help me do it and help leave a legacy yourself and teach your children all these things they won't learn in school either by getting my document packets. And they'll be far ahead of the game too. They're just so good, you can't stand it. Again, like they're fond of saying in Langley, black is white. What looks like almost a devastating circumstance for all of us is just the opposite if you know how to handle it. Thank you.